King Charles not a monster, says ex-employee in rare insight into monarch's character. People like working for him, but everyone is under a lot of pressure, the former employee said. King Charles is absolutely not a monster in the office, a former employee has said, rebuffing claims about the king's character from outside sources. While certain members of the royal family have made headlines over flaring tempers in the past, the king had faced a number of claims from insiders alleging that he was prone to being irascible. Such claims weren't helped by the emergence of a number of videos, in the immediate aftermath of the Queen's death, of the king appearing to become irritated by a leaking fountain pen at Northern Ireland's Hillsborough Castle. But now, an ex-staff member has talked up their experience of working for Charles, despite the pressure an office like his brings. The source said, Charles can have a terrible temper. Anything he perceives as incompetence particularly brings it out. He doesn't suffer fools gladly, speaking to the Daily Beast. But the day-to-day reality of working for the king is somewhat less charged, the source explained that in fairness to him, as anyone who has actually worked with him will tell you, he himself is always extremely well prepared, well read on the subject matter of people he meets and is working with, diligent and respectful of expertise. They continued, ultimately, people like working for him, but everyone is under a lot of pressure because his office is incredibly busy. Has absolutely not a monster in the office, but he is human, and he snaps sometimes. Unfortunately, there is sometimes a camera on him when it happens. While a friend of the king and queen said, he has an irascible streak to be sure, but it is much better since he has been with Camilla. Everyone, regardless of their position or status, experiences everyday irritations, but literally every move, every gesture he makes is scrutinized. While Charles has apparently seen off accusations about his anger by settling into his role as king and husband, his eldest son also has an alleged knack for moving on. Speaking to GB News in the wake of Princess Kate's cancer diagnosis, editor-at-large for the Mail on Sunday, Charlotte Griffiths, said William can't be bothered with Meghan and Harry because he has bigger things on his plate. Griffiths said, "This is a guy who has a lot of big things on his plate. He has two very sick relatives, one of whom is his wife. He is planning to be the future king, who knows how long that could be. That must be at the forefront of his mind. He could be the king in the next few years, and the idea that he's going to get bogged down by more psychodrama from his brother, from Montecito, from Meghan. I mean, has moved past all of that. Has actually passed the angry stage. I'm hearing he just can't be bothered with those guys anymore."